Hi guys, and welcome back once again. Today we're gonna take a look at some horrible watches. Actually, I don't know if they're horrible, but they're the cheapest watches that I have had on this channel as of yet. They cost like 35 bucks a piece, $35, and I'm predicting they're gonna be really horrible. But let's see. They could surprise me, and they could be great for the price. But when we take a look at these watches, you have to keep in mind, and as do I have to remind myself to keep the price in mind. It's $35. It's the cheapest watches I've had on this channel. They're both clearly homage watches, so I know a bunch of you are not gonna like that, but they are what they are. And let's take a look at them. I ordered them just for fun, just for the video's sake, and I'm 99.9% positive I'm gonna be returning them, which is great in Sweden. You can order stuff and you have 2 weeks to return them and get your money back if you just leave some stickers on and if you don't size them and stuff like that. But still, I'm going to be able to show them to you, and let's take a look at what I have at the table. Okay guys, here we are. And as I said, they're really cheap watches, so this is how they came in the mail. There's no watch box here, no watch pouch, no roll or something like that. Just a regular white Duffy bag. And inside we're gonna find the two cheapos. Cheaporama. But cheap doesn't always mean bad, does it? And what do we have here? Water resistance guide. Yeah, that's great. And the receipt. And the both watches, here they are. Philip Palmer. The Philippe Palmer and the compass from Stockholm. I made a video on a compass watch before, and but I made it in Swedish. It wasn't good, okay? But for the money, yeah, I bet for the money you can get a better watch with a Pagani or something like that. But let's take a look at the Philippe Palmer first. And by the way, I'm wearing the Rolex GMT Master 2 today, and it's for a reason, because the compass watch is a homage to the GMT Master. But let's take a look at this Philippe Palmer. And here it is on the website that I ordered it from, prydligt.se. 349 Swedish crowns, and that's about 35 US dollars. And as you can see here, the recommended price is 2,000 crowns, and then they've never been 2,000 crowns. Their webpage is full of this. They're always on a discount, their watches. You can see 83% discount, yeah. And you have some buying specifics. And here we have Japanese quartz. It's 40 millimeters wide, 11 millimeters thick. It weighs 94 grams, 50 meters water resistance, warranty 12 months. And Japanese quartz, Miyota actually, 316L stainless steel. And it's basically what you get here. So let's take a look at this watch, see what you get for $35. Here we have it, the Philippe Palmer quartz watch. And as you can see, it's not ticking, because I guess you have to pull this plastic thingy off to get it to run. Actually, I don't know if I can take off the plastic and reattach it, but I think I can, or maybe I can't, because the plastic is on the bezel there. Okay, they have a separate plastic on the bezel, and then they have a plastic cover on the dial. Okay, Philippe Palmer bracelet feels really cheap and really rattly. As you can see, we have a lot of flex here, even though it's new and unused. And here we have the clasp. Actually, I'm surprised that this clasp doesn't have any kind of stickers on it, and the bracelet doesn't have any plastic on it. Philippe Palmer, New York. Okay, New York it is. You have a pressed metal clasp, cheap as they come. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 points of micro adjustment there. Let's see if it says something on the case back. Let's zoom in. Philippe Palmer, New York, water resistance, 3 ATM, Japanese movement. Okay. These are I forgot what they call this kind of bracelet links. Are they pressed links, or as you can see, you can shorten the watch, but this is what it looks like. Let me just pop the crown here. Can I do that without? Yeah, we can adjust the time right there. Maybe you think it's too dark. Let's see, check out the bezel. If we have any bezel action. No, we don't have any bezel action. It's a solid bezel, which means that it doesn't rotate at all. So we can't do anything there. And let's zoom in and check the dial. I'm not going to remove the plastic because I'm returning this watch. I cannot keep this watch for any good reason. It was just fun to see what you get for $35, and this is it. This is what you get. You get a cheap quartz watch. I think it looks good, and you have a date at 3 o'clock. Philippe Palmer, New York, and then the branding is quartz, water resistant, and yeah, this is it. We have an orange lower half of the bezel, and the upper half is some kind of a blue grayish, yeah, like a vintage, faux vintage look. Let me just put it on and see what it looks like on the wrist, even though it's gonna be far too big for me, but I'm not gonna adjust it because I'm just showing it to you. There we have it. Feels really light, and it is light. 94 grams. It's really light. That's what it looks like. 40 millimeters diameter, 11 millimeters thick. I guess it doesn't say on the web page, but I guess this is 20 millimeters across. I'm gonna put down the specifics. I don't have my measurement tool on me. But this is what it looks like. It looks good from a distance. It's perfectly good looking watch, a cool color combination, but it feels cheap, and it is cheap. But I mean, saying that it feels cheap and that it is cheap when it is cheap is something, I guess there's nothing wrong with it, because it should be cheap. For $35, it should feel cheap. And I mean, you're not expecting it to feel like a solid luxury piece. For $35, I'm expecting it to feel cheap and to be cheap. And I don't know anything about the quality, because I'd have to wear it for a while to say something about the quality. But as you can see, it's a watch. It's a quartz watch, and it looks good on the wrist, and it's a cheap watch. Anyway, let's take a look at the compass. Compass from Stockholm. Okay, we have this is a nice little pouch here with a navy blue color. It's really tight in there. See if I can pull it out without destroying anything. It also comes on the same type of pillow thing. That's not a pillow. Put that away. And here we have it. And this is just a basic plastic. I think I'm okay pulling this off. Or what? Yeah. Oh, it has a plastic on the bezel as well. I'm gonna pull off the plastic for the glass. I'm gonna put it right there. There we go. Let's see what this watch is about. 349 Swedish crowns as well. $35 US, as you can see. This is quite funny. Recommended price here is 2,499 crowns. Yeah, like it ever costed that much. Japanese quartz. It's actually a Seiko quartz, P2258Q. Okay, diameter 40 millimeters, thickness 12 millimeters, weight 101 grams, 30 meters water resistance, and a 12 months guarantee. They do a lot of cheap homage watches. This is the compass, Stockholm. As you can see, yeah, and this actually has a rotating bezel, and it actually feels just as cheap as you thought it would. As you can hear, it even sounds like, I mean, listen to it. It sounds like it's clicking all the way, but on some spots it's clicking like double clicks or something, and it's I mean, you can see the play that we have here. There's a lot of play between the clicks. Yeah, this is a really crappy bezel. Crappy bezel action, but as I said in the video, and as I'm gonna continue to say, what did you expect for $35? You can see the bracelet. It's the same bracelet as on the Philip Palmer here. It's just branded differently. Compass, Philip Palmer. It's the same pressed metal bracelet. Yeah, it's the same bracelet, exactly the same. 6 points of micro adjustment. Let's take a look at the case back here. What does it say? Okay, Japanese movement, compass, water resistance, 3 ATM. Okay, nothing special there. It looks as it looks. As you can see, the date window there is really crappy. It's it's, first of all, it's a little misaligned. It's not a little misaligned, it's way on the top. It should be far more down, but it is what it is. And since we don't have a center pip in the bezel at the 24-hour mark, we don't have that arrow, so I can't really tell if it's badly misaligned or if it is misaligned. But I'm just going to show you the real deal here. This is the Rolex, and this is the compass. There's a huge price difference here, so I'm not expecting this watch to be anything close to this watch. We actually have a little compass there, and but I was actually pleasantly surprised that the bezel was turning, because it wasn't on the Philip Palmer. Let me just try that again, so I'm not making anything, not doing anything wrong. No, it's solid. It's a solid bezel right there. Let me just zoom in on it a little. Yeah, as you can see, it's solid. It's not going anywhere. But on the compass, it isn't. But it's a crappy bezel. So I would actually, when I think about it now, I would prefer if the bezel was solid, because this bezel, I bet during a day at work, I'm gonna find myself having to align the bezel all the time, because it's really loose, and I would hate to play with this bezel more than I have to, because it feels horrible. But as I said, for $35, I was expecting it to feel horrible, and it does feel horrible. It's a really light watch. It doesn't feel like you're wearing anything, basically. Sure, it's not fitted for me, but this is what it looks like. And yeah, so that's what you get for $35. And I mean, if you pay $35 more, if you pay $70, you can buy yourself a Pagani design or a Parnas. If you into the cheap watch but looking like another watch, homage type of watches, then add double the cost, $35 more, and you can get a Pagani design with a sapphire glass, ceramic bezel insert, 100 meters water resistance at least, and a nice bracelet, sometimes even with screwed links. Yeah, this is just the cheapest thing they could find and sell you, but it was really cheap, and I would actually I wouldn't mind wearing one of these just at work, or when I just need to have something that shows me the time, but that I don't have to care about at all. But I would actually prefer wearing a G-Shock if I need that kind of a watch. This is just cheap. It is cheap and it feels cheap. That's the conclusion today. They are cheap and they feel really cheap. So it's not they haven't blown my mind like I was hoping to, and they're nothing I want to keep, so I'm gonna send them right back. But now I showed it to you guys. This is what you get for $35. This is the lowest I have gone on this channel, and I don't know if it's possible to go any lower, but I guess it would be to buy them used or something like that. But yeah, it is what it is. So anyway, I hope you liked the video, and as usual, if you liked it, consider giving it a thumbs up, consider subscribing. If you didn't like it, just give me a thumbs down and write me a comment on what you didn't like, and I'll try to improve till the next time. And until the next time, have a great one. Bye bye.